Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Steins Gate. So last episode, after fleeing from 4 degrees Celsius, we ended up getting tracked down by him and getting the crap beat out of Oki. Faris's dad managed to save us, and we found out that Faris's text message was to save her dad because when she was young, she got kidnapped and he died in the process. But in this world line, she sent a text message which kind of advised him to sell his IBN 5100 for the ransom money, and that's why it's removed from this world line. And yeah, that's how he got to live. So by reversing this text message, we will be killing her father. Unfortunately for her, or no, fortunately for her, I'm assuming this is going to be another possible end, so we're going to see how things go if we don't reverse the text message first. So, sorry, Mayuri.
Anywho, thanks for earlier. When the viral gang started chasing me, I was really scared.
Does she have a fever or something? Why is she talking normally? She usually pretends to be a cat girl. Does this mean she's not using her Faris persona right now? Is this the real Akiha Rumiho? It's actually refreshing to hear Faris talk normally like this. It excites me for some reason, like she's showing me a side of herself that no one has ever seen.
That was the first time I ever felt such black emotion from a huge crowd of people.
Those guys were obsessed with black. She slaps me on the knee lightly.
Come on, I'm trying to be serious.
Oh, what? Even her retort is normal. The person sitting in front of me isn't the cat-eared maid, and she isn't the Ryonet champion. She's just a normal girl.
Does it still hurt?
Nah, I'm fine. Just very sore.
Kiyoma, I mean, Okabe-san. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there. I shiver just thinking about it.
Don't correct yourself like that. Just call me what you usually do. Fair size.
Anyway, Kiyoma, I can't thank you enough. Thank you, honestly. You know, Kiyoma, you're my prince.
Prince? What's with the fairy tale talk? She's giving me goosebumps. This calls for Huo and Kiyoma. I am not a prince. I am an insane mad scientist and... Flop. Before I finish, Faris throws herself on top of me. Alarm! She wraps her arms around me tightly. But Faris?
I want you to call me Rumiho.
No, Faris is Faris, remember? This is bad. What should I do? What does Faris want?
Hey, I think it's time to end this.
Huh?
You went back in time and risked your life to save me. So I want to grant your wish too.
Oh yeah, that's right. She also regained her memories of the previous world line. But I swallow the rest of my words. Granting my wish would mean erasing her father's existence. My heart aches. It was like this with Suzuha too. I erased everything that Suzuha had shared with us in 2010, including her memories of meeting her father. I did it for the sake of my personal goal, to save Mayuri. Must I once again sacrifice someone else's dream?
It was on my 8th birthday.
Still clinging to me, Faris looks down and begins her story.
I wanted Papa to take a break from work so he could spend time with me. Papa's company wasn't as big back then, so he worked every day from morning to night. I never got to see him. The present I wanted most from him was for him to spend one whole day with me. And Papa promised. He promised he'd spend the entire day with me no matter what. But something came up, and he had to break his promise that day before. I was so afraid that Papa didn't really love me. So, on my birthday, I ran away from home. I wanted to make Papa worry.
Faris pauses here for a time. Then she looks up at me and continues with tears in her eyes.
The plane Papa was on made a bad landing. Only one person died in the accident. Everyone else was unharmed.
Don't tell me. The one casualty. Oh, no, sorry.
The one casualty was Papa.
That was before the world line changed. I couldn't believe
the world would be so cruel to me. I hate you, Papa. You should just die. Those were the last words I ever said to him. And that's how our relationship ended forever.
I can hear the tears in her voice.
I loved him, so why? Why did I say those things to him? I always felt guilty because of what I said. I always wished I could go back in time and change what happened. Then...
Did fate guide us to each other?
When I heard you talking about your time machine, I thought I was being given a chance.
Faris, Ramijo, that's enough for today. You don't have to say anything more.
No, let me finish.
Faris doesn't let go of me. She sniffles and wipes away her tears, putting on a smile.
I'm okay now. Papa came to save me, so I know how much he really loves me. I really enjoyed having this time to spend with him. It was like a gift to us from heaven. But now you need to change things back to the way they were.
But...
Mayushi's a very important friend to me. If Mayushi's in danger, I'll do anything to save her.
I'm sorry.
Weren't you listening? The current reality isn't reality at all, but rather a gift to my father and me. Or maybe I should call it a dream. Papa doesn't belong in this time. You're just turning things back to normal.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for letting me have this dream, Kyoma.
Are you really okay with that? Faris buries her face into my chest.
Actually, I'm not okay at all. I remember how things were before the world changed. But I also remember how everything was after the world changed, you know? I'm actually kind of freaking out right now. What happened before the change and after the change are all mixed up inside me. I don't know which one is real anymore. But if I try to fight it, it'll just make you sad, won't it? I don't want to make you sad. You are my prince, after all.
We could do something. There might be a world where you don't lose your dad and Mayuri doesn't die if we try.
It's okay. I've accepted it. I don't want to run away anymore.
There's nothing I can say to that. So instead, I tightly embrace her slender body. Thank you.
Hey, is it okay to cry if I cry a little? Before we change things back, is it okay if I cry for Papa?
She's already crying, but I don't say anything. Instead, I silently nod. Faris's body trembles with emotion as I hold her. Her father is sleeping in the room next door, so she probably doesn't want him to hear. She cries into my chest, muffling her sobs. It's almost noon. I feel dizzy. It's like my brain is rusty, my whole body is heavy with fatigue. The pain from my wounds has subsided, thankfully, but in the end I couldn't sleep a week. I promised Faris that we'd commence the operation at noon. Until then, we wait at Faris's apartment. I've already contacted Daru and the others back at the lab. I told them we'd be performing an experiment today.
Kyoma?
Faris? I can see the traces of tears on her face. The sight makes my heart ache.
I'll go say my last goodbyes to Papa now, Nyan.
Oh? Her usual speaking habit returned the second she donned her cat ears. What a nifty piece of equipment.
Let me be alone with Papa for a while, Nyan.
Maybe I should say wait. Maybe I should say sorry. But I say nothing to Faris's back as she heads to her father's study. By the time Faris finishes her farewells with her father and comes out of the study, the phone wave, name subject to changes, settings are already complete. I contact Daru at the lab and make sure the Brawn Tube Workshop's 42-inch CRT is turned on. Now all we have to do is send the D-mail. But I hesitate. Instead of meeting Faris's eyes, I look down at my feet. Eternal separation from her father. I wonder what Faris is thinking now.
Don't be like that, Kyoma. You've done nothing wrong, Nyan.
But...
Nyan, no more talking, Nyan.
Okay. Can't stay sad when Faris is trying to cheer me up. I steel myself for what I need to do. Yesterday, just before she left the room, Faris told me the contents of the first email she sent. 100 mil... she made up... Okay, so there was never a kidnapping. 100 mil for your kid, take the train. That mail stopped her father from getting on the airplane. As a result, he didn't die. But that wasn't the only effect it had on the timeline. Her father needed to sell the IBM 5100 to prepare the 100 million yen ransom. As a result, Faris never donated the IBM 5100 to Yamabayashi Shrine. With her father alive, Faris then participated in Akihabara City development conferences. Taka-oriented businesses never took root in Akiba. May Queen plus Neon to the Second Power never opened. Faris wasn't as busy, which allowed her to join the Rhinet tournament circuit. In other words, this world line's Faris had a normal life. On the world line I came from, Faris was not only a student, but the heir to her father's company, an influential member of the Akihabara Development Board, and a part-time maid waitress. Which life is better for her? Which will give her greater happiness? That's not my decision, it's hers, and she decided... I mean, we're going to go against her decision, but she decided that she was willing to give it up for how things are supposed to be. And her decision is to return it to the way things were. I'm just here to help her wake up from the dream. Faris has already entered the cancellation email. JK on ransom. I love you, Pablo. See you soon. These are Faris's true last words to her father.
When we change things back, will my memories of this world disappear, Nya?
Of course not. You'll remember. You have memories from both worlds right now, don't you?
Is that why you were so desperate to help Faris, Nya?
That's open to your interpretation. I feel my cheeks get warm, so I hang my head to hide my face.
Faris doesn't want to forget her time with Kyoma, Nya.
Thank you. I take Faris's phone. I'm sorry, Faris. I lied to you. When we change things back to the way they were, your memories of this world line will almost certainly disappear. Perhaps another miracle will happen, and you'll regain your memories of this world line too, but I can't be sure. There are no guarantees. Give me one quick sec. Actually, I can probably just save right here. That'll make things a little easier for me going forward. One sec. Alright, moving forward. I can't be sure there are no guarantees. And so, I will engrave these memories onto my heart. The memory of Faris and the Rhinet champion. The memory of her father, who gave thanks to a stranger like me for protecting his daughter. I will carry them for you, always.
Bye-bye, Papa.
It must be done. For Mayuri's sake. I must erase Faris's memories just as I did with Suzuha's. There's no other way. I give Faris back her phone.
Kyoma?
No. I won't let this dream end yet. Don't jump to conclusions. We should explore other methods. After all, her father's life hangs in the balance. Let's try another way. I can't kill your dad.
Kyoma? I'm sorry, Nya. Faris led you astray, Nya.
No, it's okay. This is my decision. I don't have what it takes to be a god. That burden is too much for me to bear. Faris's father is still at home, so we go to the UPX cafe to talk. Faris orders a sandwich.
Do you have something in mind, Nya?
It's a gamble, but we can change the contents of the D-mail you sent.
We're not going to cancel the first prank mail, Nya.
Exactly. I win as long as I get back the IBN 5100. Your father doesn't need to die. Right as I say that, the employee comes to us with the sandwich and drinks. She looks startled. We're talking about a game. The employee forces a smile at my lame excuse, then heads back inside. Turn back to Faris. I think we should send an email that says something like, give the IBN 5100 to Okabe Rintaro. I think 10 years is about the limit of how far back we could send emails. Phone mail didn't become widespread until then. Nikako's mom's pager was a special case, but even that was still limited to the 1990s. So I don't think we can do anything fancy, like tell Faris' dad to start stockpiling IBM 5100s in 1975.
But you know, back then, Papa's company was down and he didn't have much capital, Nia. I doubt you could say anything to stop him from selling the IBM 5100 if he needed money to save me, Nia.
Faris frowns and takes a bite of her egg sandwich. That depends on what we send. If we make it seem like it came from the kidnappers, then your father has to find another way. He's a retro PC collector, so he should have plenty of other PCs he could sell, right?
He wouldn't get enough money with those, Neon. Back then, the IBM 5100 was the only one people paid through the nose for, Neon.
Then, this is something only you could pull off. Say it again. This is only a bet. A bet to escape the responsibilities of a god. How will the world line change? What will the new world line bring? I don't have the answers. It may become a world where neither Mayuri nor your father can be saved, but it could also be one where both can. There's no way to be sure, but I can't leave things the way they are. I can't let Mayuri die, and I can't let your dad die. A gamble, all or nothing. Is Faris alright with that? 2 lives hang in the balance. I don't want to be making decisions that affect whether people live or die. But I can't think of any alternative.
If that's your decision, then it's okay with me, Neon.
Really?
I know that you're trying to save Papa, Neon. And I'm really grateful for that, Neon. I think I'm falling in love with you, Neon.
Don't tease me like that.
But I'm not just teasing, Neon.
Faris pouts cutely.
Does Kiyoma hate girls like me, Neon?
She stares into my eyes and says nothing more. No. Wonder you're May Queen's #1 maid. You know how to flatter your customers.
I don't like it when Kiyoma dodges the question, yeah.
Now she makes a sad face and drops her shoulders. Don't tell me that was a real confession of love to me. Sure, Faris is cute. I don't have as much trouble dealing with her as I used to. I could certainly get used to the idea of being with a girl like her. I am a man, after all, and any man would be overjoyed to win the heart of a girl like Faris. But this is no time for romance. This is a very serious time. Faris, let's do this together. It'll come out all right, trust me.
I guess you're never going to answer me, Nia.
Faris looks a little sad, but after a deep breath, she smiles again.
I'm with you, Kiyoma. Let's send that email, Nia.
We have our plan. Will the dice come up odd or even? Not even God knows. I take Faris with me to the lab, and Dora weeps tears of joy at her safety. Mary jumps on her with a hug, and Kurisu keeps reading, her expression aloof. I tell the 3 of them I'll explain later, though I don't know if I'll get the opportunity since we're changing the past, and head with Faris straight to the development room. Faris has already written the email. The root of the problem is her fake ransom demand, which caused her father to sell his IBM 5100. This is a second threatening email written to prevent that. Its time of arrival is 1 hour after the first email. I set the timer and exchange glances with Faris. There's no turning back. You know that, right? I'm guessing that's supposed to be I, but whatever.
I hope I still remember you, Nia, after the world line changes.
Even though that is no guarantee, this isn't like Suzuha's case where I returned the warped world line back to normal. We're warping it even more. I wouldn't be surprised if there were changes more drastic than the elimination of Moe and Akiba. Even if you forget, I'll remember.
Kiyoma, I want Nia to hold your hands.
I take Faris' hand, then activate the microwave. Go for it, Faris.
Sending, Nia.
Oh shit, it did change things. The warmth of Faris's hand suddenly disappears from mine. What? The summer sun fills my distorted vision. Next comes the noise of Akiba, the voices of the crowd, and the theme songs of electronic shops. But it's all Moe. That means he probably died. This is teleportation. I realize I'm standing in Shuidori, right in front of Animate. Animate? The anime shop? I scan the street. All the Moe stores are back. The world line must have changed. That's evident from the fact that reading Steiner kicked in. Faris, however, is nowhere to be seen. Even though we were standing right next to each other just a moment ago, hand in hand, she disappeared. Did her very existence disappear? No, that's absurd. I refuse to accept that. So, did our plan work, or are things even worse now? I need to explore this new world line. I head to Tanoji's residence and find Nei there, home alone. I managed to convince her to let me in. The divergence meter is there as expected. What? The first digit is blank. It now reads 0.275349%. Is it broken, or is there a reason for the missing digit? Anyway, better make a note of this number on my phone. When I checked the divergence meter after erasing our memories with Suzuha, the number was above 0.4%. The current number is significantly lower now. But the bigger question is that missing first digit.
Who are you? What do you want?
Nay, oh my god, you let a stranger into your house? Do I not run from your dad in this world line? Nay peeks at me from behind the sliding door. She's acting even more afraid than usual. I don't want her to tattle on me to her dad. I better calm her down somehow. Sorry for the sudden visit. I'm done. By the way, your old man's the one who showed me how to get here. That doesn't seem to allay her nervousness too much, but she still doesn't come any closer.
Who are you? Please get out. If you don't, I'll call the police. My daddy's really, really strong.
What's going on here? Oh my, come on, we've met a number of times. I ran out the second floor of your old man's shop, remember?
Help, Daddy!
Well, now, hold on a sec.
If you touch me, I'll bite my tongue and die.
What? I'm not going to touch you, okay? You really don't remember me? Nay shakes her head frantically. We've never met. She nods. Oh, sorry about that. I'm friends with your old man. I'm done here, so I'll be going now. My thoughts are a jumble, but I force a smile and to hide my confusion and leave the Tanoji residence behind. Well, can't go back there. Something like this was bound to happen. It's a small comfort, but I knew the risks when I chose this path. Given that canceling Suzuha's D-mail only changed the divergence meter by 0.07%, change of 0.2% likely means a dramatic shift in the world line, at least from my perspective. It's entirely possible that past events on this world line, my relationships included, are very different from what I remember. As proof, with the sole exception of Faris, all contacts have disappeared from my phone. That's nothing but pure horror to me. To save Mayuri and Faris' father, we warped the fabric of time even more than it had been warped already. We only know Faris here. So no Daru, no Mayuri, no Kreese. Oh my goodness. Well, Mayuri's probably not doing great then. Because, I mean, we were the one who kind of, like, helped her, weren't we? Well, that ain't great. Or maybe it is great. Maybe we actually did save everyone. But we've totally removed any chance of the phone wave, haven't we? To lose everyone other than Faris, that would be unbearable. That can't have happened. They can't have disappeared. I'm sure they still exist. My phone is just broken is all. Yeah, that's probably it. I knew this might happen. I accepted the risk. But at the same time, I don't want my relationships with my friends to change. I hold that desperate wish in my mind. Mayuri and Daru and Kurisu should be in the lab like usual. Once I get there, Mayuri will greet me cheerfully, right? I climbed the stairs to the second floor, praying that everything will be alright. And there I realized that my prayers were for naught. The second floor is vacant. And of course, the time leap machine is nowhere to be found. So May Queen exists. Still in a daze, I wander to the maid cafe in search of a familiar face. Feels like 10 years since I last saw that cat logo. I take a deep breath and open the door. No, Mayuri's there!
Welcome back, Master.
Faris, Mary! Thank God! I feel an indescribable relief when I see the two girls standing there. They didn't disappear, they still work here, just as I remember.
No, Master, it's Mayushi, Nyan Nyan.
Mary smiles at me and strikes a cat-like pose.
You're Faris-chan's duel partner, aren't you?
She turns to Faris.
Faris-chan, did you tell him Mayushi's real name? Yeah, I don't remember telling him, Nya. But you do call yourself Mayushi, so maybe he guessed, Nya. Oh, hehe.
This feeling. Something is very wrong.
Kyoma!
Faris brings her mouth close to my ear.
Thanks for coming, Nya, but please don't act like my boyfriend in front of the customers, Nya.
Your boyfriend?
Tell me you can't use that word, Nya. We can sweet talk all we want after work's over, so control yourself until then, Nya.
Okay. So in this world line, I'm dating Faris. Well, I guess that would go hand in hand with an ending, right? What are you talking about?
Nya Nya. Oh, I see. You get it, Nya. You're one cool cat, Nya. Come on, Faris-chan. You can flirt with him wait, you can't flirt with him here. Yeah, what do you mean, Mayushi? I did no such thing, Nya.
Mayuri, do you remember Daru and Kurisu? Mayuri tilts her head with a confused expression.
Daru? Kurisu? Who?
The coldness in the pit of my stomach returns. There's something odd about how Mayuri and Faris are acting. Does that mean my relationship with them has changed as well? Where's our laboratory?
Laboratory? Love hotel.
What the hell? Faris grabs me by the ear. Ow, ow, ow! What are you doing?
Kyoma, what is this about, Nya? Don't tell me you made plans to meet Mayushi at a love hotel, Nya. Kyoma's such a pervert to think about doing immoral things with a minor like her, Nya.
Laboratory, not love hotel. Don't mix them up. Jesus.
Laboratory? What do you mean by laboratory, Nya?
Laboratory is in the future gadget laboratory. Come on, you got the power too. Remember. You remember, don't you, Mayuri? Future gadget laboratory.
Mayushi doesn't know what that is. Sorry.
She doesn't remember. Can't be.
Anyway, why do you keep talking to Mayushi, Nya? You trying to flirt right in front of your girlfriend, Nya?
Girlfriend Faris, who's mine?
If that's how you're going to be, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave, Nya. So what'll it be, Nya?
Right, sorry. I apologize and ask to be seated. And inside, I find Naru sitting at a table for two. He's fidgeting for some reason. Why is he staring at me like that? He totally hates us in this world line. I'm sorry, Daru. I didn't mean to steal your waifu, buddy. Daru, there you are. I sit in front of Daru and let out a sigh of relief. I drank my water in one gulp. I was really thirsty. Daru doesn't try to hide his displeasure. Hey, what's your relationship to Faris-tan? What? I've seen you somewhere before. Where was it? Anyway, You're being way too familiar with Faris. Are you a filthy normal? You are, aren't you? Oh, Taro, just what are you? I shut up as soon as I start talking. Given how Mayuri and Faris are acting, it's entirely possible that my relationship with Daru has changed too. Better make sure. Have we met before? Of course not. This is your first time here, right? As a regular customer, I make sure to remember the other customers' faces. No, I'm pretty sure I count as a regular here. This taste is the taste of a liar. How can you tell without even licking me? Anyway, answer me. What's your relationship to Faris? I'm not direct enough? Fine. Question 1. What is your name? Why do I have to be cross-examined by Daru? Oh, well, that's all the time we have for today's episode, though. So next time we're going to explore what it's like to be Faris's boyfriend on this new world line and ending, I'm pretty sure. So, but that's an opinions. Well, I'm hopeful, at least, that this might be a somewhat happy ending. SF could erase the future gadget laboratory entirely. And so, by doing that, it probably, erased any kind of involvement with CERN. So while we won't know our friends on this world line, they will all, still exist and hopefully live on. We'll just be sacrificing our relationship with them in order to see them through to safety, right? Which, I think that's kind of an acceptable ending. Like, if I had gotten this, through proper decision-making, I think that would have been, acceptable. But really, the endings are a little too, easy, I guess. Here, you guys said that the main one was going to be hard, like the true ending and everything, but like, just these regular endings, it's, send the mail or don't send the mail, your choice. Anything, but like, if this was something I came across more organically through various choices, I wouldn't be mad about this one, I think. But again, we still have more to see, I'm sure, so yeah, I think that's about it. Faris's thing with her dad is really freaking sad, but I'm still determined to save Mayuri and all that, and she is willing to make the sacrifice, so I'm not going to feel bad about moving on with it further in. So, yeah. But that's it for today's episode, so until next time, like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.